channel. Today I'm going to do some brief horror movie reviews of the 2010s. As usual, if you got any comments or whatnot, just let me hear them. If you agree with what I say, tell me. If you disagree, also tell me. I like a good debate as long as it's respectful. And like and subscribe. And if you don't, if you if you're just going to unsubscribe later, then don't waste my time. All right, let's get with it. All right, first we're going to do 2010 to or yeah, 2010. All right. Black Swan. I know Black Swan is supposedly like some kind of modern cult classic, and obviously it's kind of a somewhat of an adaptation of Tchaikovsky's ballet Swan Lake, and that's a great piece of music, obviously. But of course, it's well known for the big Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis lesbian scene, which I guess is some guilty pleasure entertainment to say the least. But I'm not a big Darren Aronofsky fan. I do like Mother. That's probably the only movie of his I like. And a lot of people like Black Swan, but I'm not a lot of people apparently. It's not really my thing. All right, moving on. Okay, the remake of the Crazies. I watched the original Crazies, and obviously George Romero is my favorite horror director. Really, probably my second favorite director ever. And his original movie, The Crazies from the 70s, it's considered one of his early classics. I watched it years ago and I didn't care for it, but I'm not sure if that's because I just wasn't in the right mood or whatnot. I'm probably going to watch it again so I can give it a fresh perspective. But the remake of The Crazies with Timothy Oliphant, it's really good. I enjoy that one. Nice horror remake. All right, moving on. I Spit on Your Grave remake. Now that one's really good. The original I Spit on Your Grave, I'm not a big fan of. It's basically just a rip off of Last House on the Left, and it's really crappy, cheesy made. It's cheesy and crappily made, if that's a word. It's But the remake of it is actually pretty good. I really do enjoy the I Spit on Your Grave remake. And Sarah Butler's a babe, and it's fun watching her torment these guys that raped her and tortured her. It's fun watching hot women attack, I guess. All right, Insidious. I'm going to do a review for it, so I'm going to skip it. Okay, The Last Exorcism. That's a good exorcism movie. Let Me In. Let Me In, that's a remake of Let the Right One In. That's a Swedish vampire movie. And it's not quite as good as the original, but it's pretty close. It's a very good remake. Obviously, the 2010s remake spread like vermin. Okay, moving on. Obviously, I have a thing about my Nightmare on Elm Street franchise rankings. So I'm going to skip the remake. Obviously, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake is crap. Duh. However, Piranha 3D, now that one is awesome. The original Piranha was a nice little Jaws ripoff from, I believe, the 80s by Joe Dante. This one's done by French director Alexandre Aja, and it is so gory and awesome. There's like porn star chicks in this. There's hot babes. There's gore. There's this really cool scene when this chick's hair gets caught in a boat motor and it rips her face off. Lots of gore, lots of boobs, lots of everything I enjoy. So I dig it. Puppet Master Axis of Evil. I saw it and it's kind of neat in a way, but I don't remember if it was good or not. I haven't seen it in years, so I'm just going to skip it. A Serbian film, not one on. I do like those video nasty type movies, but a Serbian film, it didn't do it for me. I didn't care for it at all. It is pretty shocking, but other than just shock value, there's really nothing in it that's worth watching. Okay, The Ward, that's a movie by John Carpenter. It's actually the last movie he ever made. And I hate to say this, but I don't remember anything about it. I hear my general impression was I kind of liked it at the time, but I hear it's not very good from modern reviews. Hi, Gummy. Hey, Gavin, how you guys doing? Like and subscribe unless you're not gonna stay subscribed, and then in that case, go F yourself. Thanks, Gavin. Alrighty. Ronaldo, hey, how you doing, bud? And Lucky Turtle, everybody, everyone who's saying hi, thank you. I appreciate it. Lucky Turtle, Ronaldo, Gummy, Gavin, thank you all. Appreciate everyone who listens to me ramble for an hour. Okay, the Wolfman remake. Obviously, this is not the one from the modern one. I haven't actually seen it by God, what's his name? The guy who wrote Saw, and it's I haven't heard good things about it, but I can't since I haven't actually seen it. I can't be honest about if it's good or not. Thanks, Ronaldo. But this is the one from 2010, and it's got Anthony Hopkins in it, and if I remember, it was gory, but it wasn't very good. Obviously, the original is an excellent film with Lon Chaney Jr. All right, let's move on to 2011. Apollo 18. That's a kind of found footage movie. I guess if I remember right, it's like they were on the moon landing and they find aliens there. It was decent from what I remember. Found footage ain't generally speaking my type of film, but that one was decent. The Bag of Bones miniseries by Mick Garris. Mick Garris, he's a good, other than, obviously, God, what's the guy's name? The guy who did the Shawshank Redemption and the Green Mile. Other than other than him, Mick Garris is the best Stephen King kind of adapter. I love the Bag of Bones novel. The novel is one of Stephen King. It's really his last great novel, and it's a really good novel. But the miniseries wasn't very good, and not one of Mick Garris's better films. Okay, moving on. The Fright Night remake. Gosh, there's lots and lots of remakes. Can you tell? Obviously, Fright Night. It's not one of those movies that I just love, but it's a decent movie, and I kind of feel the same way about the remake. Not quite as good as the original, but they're both good movies. The Human Centipede 2. Now, the original Human Centipede, I enjoy it. It's disgusting, of course, but I actually own it. I enjoy it. Now, the second and third one, they're nothing but exploitive trash, but they are kind of fun to watch just to see how bad and how shocking it gets. But as far as actual movies, not particularly good. Okay, moving on. The second Quarantine 2, uh, no one talks about it. It's like it's almost been a forgotten movie, but I actually enjoy it. All right, Scream 4, definitely not going to do it because we're going to do a rankings video eventually. Scream 4, just to spoil some stuff, Scream 4 is my favorite besides the original. Shark Night 3D is a good movie, especially considering shark movies aren't particularly good. Okay, The Woman. A Woman is a good movie. It's done by a writer named Jack Ketchum, and this guy, he writes just video nasties on books. I mean, He makes Stephen King look like Dr. Seuss. Jack Ketchum, his best work is The Girl Next Door, which was sadly based on a true story about child abuse. But his stuff is vicious and hardcore. And The Woman is a neat movie about this guy. He like goes out and finds a cave girl. And in theory, he tries to civilize her, but what he really tries to do is use her for sex and tortures her for fun. So, who's the real wild person? This so-called civilized guy who's torturing and raping this chick, or this cave chick? Anyway, let's move on. Your next was good. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember it was good. All right, 2012. All right. The Battery's a good zombie movie. Some of these movies, I just remember I liked them, and I don't remember what they're act don't remember too much about them, so I'll just say my small opinion. Obviously, I'm just rambling here. I'm getting them from Wikipedia's list of horror movies by decade, as you can see. So, and I'm just making it up as I go. So if I stutter, obviously I'm not very good at talking, but yeah, this is how I'm deciding. The Cabin in the Woods. That's an interesting movie. I don't think it's a modern horror classic like a lot of people say, but it's really interesting in a way. It kind of combines every horror trope, like zombies and slashers. It like combines them all into one movie, and somehow doesn't make it seem overstuffed. Cyclone Central. Hey, Cyclone Central, how you doing, bud? But and it also has a kind of Lovecraftian twist at the end. S- It's not a classic like people say, but Cabin in the Woods is a good movie. I definitely recommend it. All right, moving on. And if anyone disagrees with anything I say or agrees, you just let me hear it. As long as it's respectful. All right, moving on. Frankenweenie, that's a Tim Burton. I don't know if you would. I prefer. It says Cyclone Central 43 Caper. I'll just call you Caper then if you keep replying, bud. Anyway, Frankenweenie, it was based on a little short that Tim Burton made when he was a young filmmaker. I don't remember anything about this movie, to be honest, except I guess his guy's dog dies and he brings it back. I'm not sure if you could call it a horror movie necessarily, more horror adjacent, but I don't remember anything about it. I am a big Tim Burton fan, though. Yes, give me a fun fact, man. Whatever anyone wants to say, just let me hear it. John dies at the end. That's a good movie by the Don Coscarelli, who's obviously the guy who did the Phantasm series in Bubba Hotep. So that one's good. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember it was good. The Lords of Salem. Here's the thing about Rob Zombie. Awesome singer. I mean, I I grew up. He was probably the first horror. Uh, Fear of long words is a wow. I can't even say that word, man. Hippopotamusstrossaquipa something something something. I don't know what that word means, man, but thanks for sharing. But Rob Zombie, awesome singer. He's probably the first metal I ever listened to. But unfortunately, not a very good filmmaker. The only movie of his was The Devil's Rejects, and that unfortunately turned out to be more of a fluke than anything. So, Lords of Salem, no, not obviously. Rob Zombie doesn't make terrible movies, but they're all interesting at least. But The Fear of Palindromes is a palindrome within itself. Ibophobia. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's about as deep. That's about as complicated a word as I can get. Okay, we're okay. Moving on. Piranha 3D was sexy and violent and awesome. Piranha 3D Double D, however, not good. Obviously, it's a case where jokes are never funny the second time you hear them. Prometheus. I'll do a aliens ranking. I'll just skip it. Okay. Sinister. Sinister is done by the guy. He's done by a guy named Scott Derrickson, who's oddly enough, he's a Christian guy, but he also makes horror movies. He actually, one of his first movies was one of the Hellraiser sequels, and his best work to me is The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which to me is the best Exorcist movie besides The Exorcist. Obviously, you're never going to top that one. But Sinister is his second best movie. Obviously, he's most famous for The Black Phone. But Sinister is a really awesome movie about a guy who finds some really screwed up homemade tapes of families getting killed. Very good movie. I don't want to give away the ending and whatnot, but you should check it out. Especially if you like Black Phone or anything else that he's done. VHS is a really good movie. I am a VHS junkie, man. I love VHSs. I love VHSs better than DVDs and Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't care. That other stuff, it looks pretty and nice and whatnot. Give me the character of a good VHS any day. I still own all my VHSs. I got my intro video for this channel actually was done in front of my VHS collection. I also got a VHS video of my VHS collection, which you guys should subscribe and check it out. But VHS, it's a horror anthology movie, and it's really neat. It's got a lot of cool stories, and they're all done in that nice, cheap, old-fashioned VHS looking style. And VHS, the sequels, some of them aren't so great, but the original is really good. The Oldest View by Kane Pixels. I'll check it out, man. The Oldest View. I've never heard of it, but I'll check it out. The Oldest View. Okay. The Oldest View. I'll try to remember that. Alright, moving on. Would You Rather is it's a nice little Saw ripoff. Basically, this guy, he's like Jigsaw and he kidnaps people and he gives them a choice between doing something terrible or something even worse. It's got Jeffrey Combs, a dude from Reanimator. It's a good movie. I enjoy it. It's cheap, of course. It's trashy and exploitative, but I'm a little cheap and trashy myself, so that's fine with me. All Hallows Eve. This was, I believe, the first movie by Damien Leone, who's obviously the Terrifier guy. And this is actually the first appearance of Art the Clown, who's obviously this era's horror icon. And, however, this original movie is not good. It's called All Hallows Eve, and it's an anthology movie. And one of the stories features Art the Clown. But other than that, there's nothing particularly notable about it. But obviously, watch all the Terrifier movies, because they're all good. Okay, moving on. The Carrie... Here's the thing about the Carrie remake. I don't like Julianne Moore, so that's one reason I don't like it so much. But here's the thing. The book is... In the book, especially, Carrie is this poor girl. She's got poor parents. Her parents are religious fanatics, and she's kind of homely looking, a little bit ugly. Chloe Grace Moretz plays Carrie, and it's not that she plays a bad performance necessarily, but she's beautiful, man. You can't have a beautiful girl play Carrie. It just doesn't work. That's like having a white guy play Martin Luther King. It just does not work. So, the remake of Carrie from 2013, I don't recommend. It's just kind of hard to... Anyway. The Conjuring. When you talk about modern horror movies, the two movies that are always mentioned are The Conjuring and Insidious. I don't have Discord. I was on Reddit for a while, but everyone was a dick and they just gave you hate mail just to be giving you hate mail. And I tried to promote this channel on there and I just got sick of the bullshit, so I didn't do it. But yeah, man, if put put any of my stuff on Discord that you want or any of those sites. Yeah, every anyone can has my permission to put stuff on there. Anyone any way I can get my stuff out is great. And obviously I'm a Neanderthal when it comes to technology, so there's obviously a lot of stuff I could probably do to help myself promote my channel that I don't know how to do. But anyway, anyway, where was I? The Conjuring and Insidious are probably the two most popular movies of the modern era. The Conjuring was based on these two people. God, what was their names? Sorry, I'll have to look them up. Ed and Lorraine Warren, okay. And they did the Amityville Horror House. They went in there and said there was lots of ghosts in there. My personal opinion, I don't believe in ghosts, and I think all the stuff they did, I think they were charlatans, honestly. I don't think there was any ghosts they talked to. I think they just made shit up and made a business out of it. Yeah, Kardosh. Man, I was wondering when you was going to show up, brother. By the way, what country are you from, man? Just curious. Kardosh is obviously not an American name. I love you, though, man. You're my favorite live stream subscriber guy. You're awesome. And Cyclone, or Cap. Sorry, I forgot your name, brother. Cyclone Central 43 or Cap. I can't remember. Thanks. I appreciate all the comments. But anyway, The Conjuring's a good movie. I am not fond of the sequels at all. But the original Conjuring, I don't think it's scary, but I don't think anything's scary. So, but the original Conjuring's a good movie. And Vera Farmiga, what a babe. I mean, smoking hot chick. If you look the word MILF in the dictionary, you'll have a picture of her next to it. Alright, moving on. But yeah, the original Conjuring, a bit overrated, but I like it. Half chili. Oh, you're from Arizona. Wherever you're from, buddy, thanks for watching. Crap. Alright, moving on. I already did an Evil Dead thing, so I'm not going to do it again. Obviously, the Evil Dead remake's one of the best remakes ever, though. The Fright Night remake was good. However, the Fright Night sequel was crappy. However, the chicken it's hot, so at least there's that. Insidious Part 2, did not like that one. I Spit on Your Grave 2. I don't remember if that one was good or not. Mama, I've seen it, I don't remember it. Oculus, I cannot stand Mike Flanagan. Cannot stand him. He's so woke and annoying. Kardosh, I hope you're listening. Yeah, Mike Flanagan, he's woke, he's annoying, he has to shove liberal politics into everything. I don't like that. But Oculus it's a good movie. However, that was his first movie, and he actually did a good job on that one. It's about a haunted mirror, so it's neat. Alright. Message retracted. What's up, man? What you need help with, Kardosh? Okay. The Purge. Okay. Here's the thing about The Purge. It has an awesome concept. I mean, obviously a movie where you have, like, where everything is legal for, like, 24 hours. And you have people that can kill with impunity. That's a neat little concept. For whatever reason, a lot of people don't like the original Purge, but I do. I'm just the opposite. I hate I like the first two purges, and like the third one, the glass break. I don't know what the glass. I wonder what. Just something break in here. Anyway, yeah. Where was I? But yeah, the first two purges are good. The rest of them are woke and preachy, and I don't like them. But the original purge is good, and the second purge is good. Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry about your glass breaking, brother. All right, Texas Chainsaw 3D. I'll do a Texas Chainsaw deal, so I'll skip it. Sorry about that, brother. Willow Creek, that's a neat little Bigfoot movie. You don't see a lot of good Bigfoot movies. Actually, you don't see a lot of Bigfoot movies, generally speaking, but Willow Creek is a good one. Okay, World War Z. Will do, I guess. Anyway, World War Z. I love the book. The book's really good. The movie's actually, for a PG-13 movie, you would expect it to be kind of tame and not very good, but it's actually not too bad. Obviously, the book's better. All right, 2014. Annabelle. Obviously, it's an attempt to make a girl Chucky. The original Annabelle's not good. I do remember that the second one was good, and the third one I don't remember. I've seen it, but I don't remember anything about it. But I do remember that the original Annabelle's not very good, but that the second one is. Clown was a good movie, if I'm not Yeah, Clown was a good movie. It's like this guy, he turns into a clown or something. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I do remember it was a good movie. It's just simply called Clown. All right, moving on. I hope your dog doesn't get in a fight with that coyote, man. That coyotes are pretty tough. I got them around here. I live in Missouri, and I got a lot of coyotes around here. My dog, she's such a sweetheart. She would just let a coyote walk right over her. All right. I Frankenstein. That's a lousy movie. Uh, Ouija. The Purge Anarchy. I already said that the second Purge was good. I like the first two Purges. I cannot stand the third one. The third one and the fourth one especially. They're really woke and annoying. And anyway, enough about that. Sharknado 2. Here's the thing. All the Sharknadoes suck, but the originals, at least fun, kind of suck. The rest of them are not good at all, but the original Sharknado, I mean, it's a movie about fake-looking computer-generated sharks getting twirled around in a tornado. What's not to love? And really fake-looking computer effects. Yes, I know it's not a good movie, but so what? I enjoy it. There's a lot of good movies I don't like and a lot of bad movies that I do. It just depends on what they are, man. It's weird. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, that's obviously a remake on the original from the 70s, based on a real serial killer who never got caught. And the original's decent, the remake is trash. Tusk. Tusk is a good movie. And I don't like Kevin Smith. I don't find him funny at all, but Tusk is actually a good movie. It's like this guy gets turned into a walrus or something. I know it sounds stupid and it is stupid, but you should watch it anyway. And I'm not a Kevin Smith fan, but I do enjoy that one. Yeah, gotta keep the women happy, man. And that's a full-time job, am I right? All right, moving on to 2015. We're actually halfway through. We're making good time, guys. There's a lot of movies here that I've seen, but I don't remember anything about them. Which doesn't mean that they were bad necessarily, because I've seen thousands of horror movies. Horror is my favorite genre. I guess you probably figured that out. Most of the reviews on my channel are horror, so if you love horror, check out my channel. And if you don't like horror, just check out my channel anyway and subscribe. Unless you're gonna unsubscribe, and in that case, you can go F yourself. All right, moving on. Crimson Peak. I do not like Guillermo del Toro, but I do like that one. He's probably one of the most gruesomely overrated horror directors of the modern time. But that one actually is good. And ironically, it's the one that doesn't get any praise. Okay, The Gift. That's a good movie. Goosebumps. Does anybody here, were you guys raised on Goosebumps like me? I freaking love Goosebumps. And I know they're cheesy and they're corny and they're kiddish and whatnot, but I don't care. I'm a kid at heart. I grew up, especially on the show. I love the Goosebumps show, but I do like the books too, obviously. And they did a adaptation of Goosebumps with Jack Black playing R.L. Stein. The original Goosebumps, the movie with Jack Black, that is, it's decent. Obviously, it's not good like the books and the original show was. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check them out. But it's a decent little deal. The Green Room, that's a movie about killer neo-Nazis. And here's the thing, uh, Nazis, they're awful and they're evil, of course, but they're really interesting. But you hardly see any good movies made about Nazis, which is really weird, because you'd think they would have good source material. But anyway, The Green Room is critically acclaimed, but I don't like it. Moving on, Krampus, if I recall, it's a nice little Christmas horror movie. Alright, moving on. Most likely to die. Here's the thing about it. It sucks, okay? But there's a chick in there, her name's Tatum Miranda. I used to watch this show on Spike, back when Spike didn't suck, and it was called Mansers. And it basically just had neat little interesting facts with hot girls in them. And Tatum Miranda, man, every time I saw her, it was like, twing! What a smoking hot babe. One of the hottest chicks I've ever seen in my life. I would watch this movie just to see her in it. But the movie itself sucks, so. The Poltergeist remake, I'm not going to say anything that no one else has said already. It sucks. Honestly, the only Poltergeist I like is the original, and even it's kind of overrated to me. Alright, moving on. The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I don't remember it. I have seen it, but I don't remember it. Sinister 2 wasn't good. Tales of Halloween's a good movie. It's modern anthology movie based around Halloween. All the stories are based on Halloween stuff. It's a pretty good one. All right, The Visit. All right, here's a hot take. M. Night Shyamalan, The Visit is his best movie. Yeah, I'm not. Signs isn't his best movie, and The Sixth Sense isn't his best movie. His best movie is The Visit. I wouldn't want to defend that in the court of law, but yeah. Here's the thing about The Sixth Sense. It's a good movie, but it's a ripoff of a classic movie from the 60s called Carnival of Souls. And Signs is a good movie. Obviously, M. Night Shyamalan, his movies are either interesting or absolute garbage. But The Visit, it's a neat movie about these kids. They go and they see their grandparents, and their grandparents are a little different than they expect. Obviously, there's a twist ending because everything with M. Night Shyamalan has a twist ending. And to me, not the invitation, God, that's one above it, sorry. But The Visit was the movie where he proved he wasn't dead. because he was making a lot of really crappy movies all in a row, and everyone thought he was washed up as a filmmaker. He put out The Visit, and obviously it's not Psycho or Halloween or something real classy, but it was a good movie, and it proved that he still had it, at least initially. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move on. The Visit is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. All right, The Witch. Here's the thing about Robert Edgers. Overrated. He's really artsy. He's really pretentious. I don't like him. I do like his Nosferatu remake. I was surprisingly impressed with that movie. But The Witch, I do not like. All right, move. Anna Taylor Joy, though. She's in it, ain't she? Yeah, she's hot. She wasn't hot then because she was underage, of course, but now she's grown up into a hot woman, so yeah. So not hot then, she is hot now. That was 2015, wasn't it, guys? Yep. All right, let's go to 2016, the MAGA year. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I already mentioned this. I do not like the original Cloverfield, but I do like the second Cloverfield, and it's possible to like it because the two movies have nothing to do with each other, honestly. The first Cloverfield's about this big Godzilla-like monster, and 10 Cloverfield Lane's about the kind of the aftermath of this monster, but it's mostly about John Goodman being crazy. And John Goodman's a good actor, and he's a fellow Missourian too, obviously. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a good movie. I enjoy it. I haven't seen the third one. Have you guys seen it? I'll have to see it eventually just to say I've seen them all. I haven't heard good things about it, but that doesn't mean it's not good, you know. And of course, my tastes are a little different, of course, but Blair Witch. I do not like any of the Blair Witches, so obviously I don't like this one. All right, moving on. The Boy. It's like a movie about a doll that turns out to be a real boy or something. I've seen it ages ago. I don't remember it being particularly great. Cabin Fever remake. I like the original Cabin Fever. The remake, I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember that it was particularly good, though. But don't quote me on that one. The Conjuring Part 2. Everyone loves The Conjuring 2, but I don't. I don't know what you guys are smoking. The Conjuring 2 didn't do it for me. The original Conjuring was good, but Conjuring 2 doesn't do it for me. Don't Breathe is a good movie, kind of a thriller horror-ish deal. And it's done by Fede Alvarez, who did the Evil Dead remake. Obviously, it's awesome. The Eyes of My Mother, I don't remember much about it except that I like it. So, take that as you will. Alright, moving on. Terrifier. Here we go. Art the Clown. Obviously, this is a weird series. Usually, the original of every series is the best. Not always, of course, but generally speaking, that's the usual narrative. Terrifier, the original, is by far the worst of the trilogy. But it's still good. I mean, Art the Clown, you gotta love Art the Clown. He's just so repulsive and disgusting, but yet lovable at the same time. But yeah, the original Terrifier, it's not near as good as number 2 or 3, obviously, but it's good. You should really check it out. The remake of Martyrs, the American remake of the French horror movie Martyrs, sucks. The original is good, however. The Neon Demon, it was, if I recall, it was really, really weird, but also good. But really pretentious. It's like one of those art house movies. That those could go either way. They could either be really interesting and artistic, or they can be pretentious and boring. This one happens to be on the right side of what an art film is supposed to be. Phantasm Ravager. This is the 5th Phantasm movie. Even hardcore fans admit that this movie sucks. And it does. Unfortunately, we're never going to get the Tall Man back because Angus Scrimm, who played the Tall Man, is dead. So this is the last we'll ever see of the series. Ravager is a terrible way to go. Obviously, I like the first 3. The 4th one's not terrible, but it's not good. Number 5, Ravager is crap. Only see it if you're a completist like me. Alright, moving on. Purge election year, aka the Hillary Clinton election movie. Because basically, there's a character who's basically Hillary Clinton with a different name. I do not like the rest of the Purges. After the first two, do not like it at all. Raw, however, a movie about a chick who's what's the word I'm looking for? She's a cannibal, but she doesn't want to be. Raw is an awesome French extremity movie. You should really check it out. Alright, moving on. Split. It was interesting, at least. I don't remember if it was good necessarily. Train to Busan is a South Korean zombie movie, and it's really good. You should really check it out. Train to Busan. Probably one of the better zombie movies of the post Zombieland era. Good movie. Alright, moving on. I guess we're moving on to 2017. We're moving right along, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Haven't heard from my homie Kardash or the uh, Cyclone Caper. I hope you guys are still hanging around. Miss hearing from you guys. 1922, that's based on a Stephen King story. It was good if I remember right. I think it was a Netflix movie if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on that. Amityville The Awakening. The Amityville movies, they're inconsistent, of course, but the general consensus is only the first two are good, and I don't necessarily agree with that. There is a lot of dorky ones, but even the crappy ones are at least have guilty pleasure enjoyment. And Amityville The Awakening, it's neat because in it, the movie, like the original movie, is actually a movie. So it's kind of like a meta kind of deal. Kind of like a Scream, if Scream was Amityville horror type. It's a good movie. It's decent. I wouldn't say good necessarily, like B minus type. All right, moving on. I believe Annabelle Creation is a sequel. I already said that the second Annabelle is good. The first one's not, but the second one is. I do not remember the third one. The Babysitter is an awesome Netflix movie. Samara Weaving, what a babe. A killer babysitter who's smoking hot. What's not to love? The Babysitter is awesome. Boar. Yes, Boar, a killer pig. An Australian horror movie about a killer pig. And yes, it's good. I enjoy it. Moving on. The Bye Bye Man obviously sucks. Cult of Chucky obviously sucks. The remake of Flatliners, everyone hates it, but I kind of liked it. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. Gerald's Game. I already said I'm not a Mike Flanagan fan, and I'm not. But Mike Flanagan has two good movies. One of them is Oculus, and the other is Gerald's Game. It's a neat. It's one of Stephen King's most unheralded books, and it's actually good. Basically, this chick, this wife, she's getting it on with her husband, and he likes to tie her up because he's a weirdo. And he ties her up, but then he dies. So she's stuck there handcuffed to the bed. There's like a dog out there that's hungry that might eat her. There's like this ghost thing that's after her. And her husband is rotting right in front of her. She had a really bad childhood, so you go back to flashbacks when she got molested by her pervert dad. And it's awesome. And she's stuck there. Just imagine if you were handcuffed to a bed and no one knew where you were. I mean, this is a good book, and the movie is actually good too. Here's a hot take. I hate Get Out, the most gruesomely overrated horror movie of the last 20 years. I hate Get Out. Capital Hate. I hate Jordan Peele. Everything he has is the black white man putting down the black guy. And which is funny because he's half black himself and he's got a white wife. So one would say he might not necessarily be the one to send this message, but and I love black people, by the way. A lot of my subscribers are black. I love you guys. But I hate this race hustle crap. This Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson bullshit. And Get Out is a piece of crap movie. It basically just says that all white people are racist, even if they're liberal. Like they're either KKK people wanting to kill you, or they just want to use you for political gain or something. I freaking hate Get Out. It is a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. It's boring. The plot sucks. And by the way, it's preachy. If you're one of those really left wing people who thinks there's Klansmen around every corner, you'll love this movie. And apparently, there's a lot of people that love it, so there's a lot of people like that. I am not that way, so yeah, I hate Get Out. That may be a hot take. It's considered a classic, but it's not a classic to me. All right, moving on. And here's another hot take. Yes, the remake of It. I saw it in theaters and I was really excited because I am a huge, huge, huge fan of the miniseries. I grew up on that shit, man. I love it. And obviously, I hope that this would bring people to the original. But there's a lot of people that say this is better than the original, and you're all full of shit. Because the original, okay, objectively speaking, the It 2017 remake is decent. I would say I'd give it a B minus. It's okay. I like the kid actors, but no, it is nowhere close to the original. I don't even like. I know everyone shits on the second part of the original movie. I like the second part of the original better than the remake. The remake and God, what's the dude's name? Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. He's not scary. He's just creepy like a child molester creepy. Like, ugh. He does a lousy job of Pennywise. He's not worthy to plunge Tim Curry's toilet. He's a terrible Pennywise. And the special effects are fake computer generated. I know it's not a bad movie, technically speaking, but I hate it because it's so overrated. And I would watch. I love the original is fan freaking tastic. One of my favorite movies ever made. And in the It, there's people who think it's better, and you're all full of shit if you do. No offense. If you like it better, it's your opinion, whatnot. You're just wrong. That's all I'm saying. Jackals. I think it was a good movie. I can't remember nothing about it. Moving on. Jigsaw. This was the movie that proved that Saw wasn't dead. Like, in my opinion, the first Saw is really good. The second one's good. The third one is actually my favorite, even though it's not near as influential, so it's not as good as the original Saw. But everything from Saw 4 to Jigsaw sucks, in my opinion. But Jigsaw was a decent movie. Nothing special, necessarily, but decent. Alright, moving on. Mother. Mother is the one movie by Darren Aronofsky I like. Because it's got like a almost like a it's basically a God, what do you call it? It's a parable about the first four chapters of the first book of the Bible, which is Genesis. It touches on like Adam and Eve and Noah's Ark, and it's basically like a parable of those, but done in a modern setting with this chick who gives birth to the Messiah, but the kid is it is a super, super artsy and weird movie, and a lot of people hate it. And I understand why people hate it, but I actually like it. It's got biblical themes. It's really interesting. I enjoy it. All right, moving on. We're going to 2018 now. What do you think of the 100-Headed Shark movie? I assume that's probably like a one of those crappy sci-fi movies. I can't say that I've seen it, brother. I haven't seen it. I have seen most of the Sharknadoes, and I do like the original Sharknado. I know that hurts my street cred, but yeah, It sounds like a crappy movie. It may be fun to hate, but I don't know. Let's move on to 2018. We're just about done. Nice to see you back, Kardosh. All right, moving on. I might have lost all my. When I started bashing Get Out and the It remake, I think I might have lost a lot of fans there. Because I lost a lot of heads on here. I'm an umpire, man. I gotta call balls and strikes. I hate those movies. Alright, moving on. Escape Room. That's more of a thriller than a horror movie. A little bit of a Saw, like a PG-13 Saw ripoff, but I like it. I like the Escape Room. I actually like the sequel too. Uh, I keep hoping they'll make a sequel of it. Oh wait, that's a different Escape Room. Oh, I guess they consider it a thriller, so this is a different Escape Room. The Escape Room I'm thinking of is the modern one with the black chick. Pedro Pascal. I've heard he's a dick, but I don't know nothing about him. I can't say that honestly, but I hear he's a dick, Pedro Pascal. And I don't know the guy. He may be just a perfectly nice motherfucker, but I don't know him. But I've heard bad things about him. I can't say honestly, but that I have heard bad things. The evil, no, that's not it. The first Purge, that one's garbage. That's woke garbage. The second Goosebumps, I do not like. Now, I'm talking about the Jack Black. The original was decent. Obviously, it wasn't up to the standards of the original books of the show, but the first one was a nice little family horror fun. But the sequel doesn't do anything for me. Halloween 2018. Boy, do I have thoughts about the Gordon Green trilogy. I am going to do a Halloween ranking series on Halloween. So, guys, subscribe and check it out. I'm not going to give the game away, but I definitely like the Gordon Green trilogy a lot more than everyone else does. Let's put it that way. The wife of the Green Goblin. So he's kind of like one of those Weinstein kind of guys that like to touch chicks that don't want to be touched. If he's that way, to hell with him. I don't have no use for rapists. Although I do like the Cosby Show. I got a video for the Cosby Show if you guys want to check it out. Speaking of which, my man Kardosh, the original Spider-Man, I love it. It is my favorite Spider-Man by far. I love it. I grew up with it. I love it. And I love the Green Goblin. Yes, I love the Green Goblin, yeah. And if anyone has seen the Spider-Man, the animated series, the series from the late 90s, it is an awesome show. I wish I could find a box set of it. I would love to see it. I haven't seen it in like 30 freaking years, but I loved that show. It's not quite as good as Batman the Animated Series, but it's good. Very, very good. Hellraiser Judgment. I'm going to do a Hellraiser series pretty soon, a film ranking of it. And Hellraiser Judgment, other than the second one, is the only one I like. And it's really gory and violent, and that's what I dig in a horror movie. Heredity, or Hereditary. I don't know how you pronounce it exactly. Obviously, it's an Ari Aster movie. Honestly, it's considered like one of the most greatest horror movies of the modern age, one of the scariest movies. But I have to admit, I have seen it. I don't remember anything about it. It did nothing for me. Ari Aster's a bit overrated, if you ask me, and this movie's overrated. So I'm just gonna skip. Uh, I may watch it again and be completely wrong about it, but I watched it and it didn't make an impression on me at all. All right. The Meg. That's a neat little movie because it's obviously a giant shark movie, And the cool thing about Megs is they're based on the megalodon, which was basically the original shark from like the dinosaur era. And that sucker was like, it was like the size of like 10 great white sharks. I mean, it could like eat a great white shark, like a guppy. The original Megs were freaking huge. Now the movie with Jason Statham, it's decent. It's a little bit cheesy, but it's decent little movie. I wouldn't say it's a great movie by any means. Obviously, it's not the original Jaws, but it's certainly not Jaws the Revenge. There's always a sexy girl who dies in shark movies. Yeah, there's two things I love watching sexy women attack, like kill and attack, and I like watching them get killed, and I like watching them get naked. So love them naked chicks. The Nun. I always thought nuns were a little bit creepy. I mean, no offense to any Catholics out there. I don't have nothing against Catholics. Real Catholics. Not those like fake Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi kill every baby they see Catholics. I mean, real Catholics, I got no problem with you. But nuns freak me out for some reason. And I would have thought, I saw The Nun in the theaters. I would have thought it would have been a good movie, but it wasn't. I did not like it. The actual nun monster looks pretty cool though, but the actual nun, it's not a good movie. And the sequel's not good either. Alright, moving on. The Predator. Here's the thing about the Predator movies. The original Predator's good, but gruesomely overrated. The other Predators suck except for Prey, which is good. And that's mostly because it's nothing like the rest of them. I'll get to it eventually. I'd say it's probably in the 2020s. We'll do the 2020s next. And obviously, the 2020s aren't over yet, so that one will be a short one. But anyway, let's move on here. The Strangers, I do not like that movie. The second one's not terrible, though. The remake of Suspiria, here's the thing. Does it got what that, God, let me check it out for a second. Mia Goth, man. Oh, I'll just talk about her later. But Mia Goth is in it. She's obviously the chick from X and Pearl, you know. The Suspiria remake, it's okay. I would not say the original Suspiria is obviously one of the greatest Italian horror movies of all time, and really just a great horror movie in general. The remake is interesting, but it's really long and kind of boring. But Mia Goth's in there, and I kind of have a crush on her, so. And then a muscular boy saves the plot of the movie by sacrificing himself. Yeah. There's a lot of cliches in movies. Sometimes they're good cliches, and sometimes they're bad. I like for hot chicks to either be super hot villains or super hot heroes. Or to just get killed because they're annoying, but they're nice to watch. Alright, moving on. Upgrade. Lee Wanell, that's the guy I was trying to think of who wrote Saw. He also wrote the Wolfman. And Upgrade is a good movie. It's kind of more of a Terminator action horror slash deal. But Upgrade is a good movie. I enjoy it. Lee Wanell, I've never seen him make too many bad movies. The Wildling, that's a neat little werewolf type. Actually, I don't think she is a werewolf. I think it's just a wild chick that acts like a wolf. But that's a good movie, too. Alright, we're at 2019. We're just about done, guys. 3 from Hell. That's Rob Zombie's third in the House of a Thousand Corpses trilogy. I remember I liked it better than other people did, but I didn't think it was particularly good. 47 Meters Down. It's interesting, but it's not particularly good, and the sequel's even worse, although the sequel has some guilty pleasure entertainment value. Aqua Slash, that one's funny. Oh, God. Black Christmas 2019. Oh boy. By far the worst horror remake of all time. Basically, this whole thing, it has nothing to do with the original Jim from 1974, obviously, that was really influential. This whole movie is feministy, women good and men bad. That's what the whole movie is. Women are awesome and men do nothing but rape them and look down on them. And I'm not a sexist. I'm not that way, and I don't appreciate being told that I'm a sexist. So, and plus, it's just a crappy movie. There's like a supernatural plot twist at the end that's shit. And obviously, and it's PG-13, so you don't even have good gore. Black Christmas is really one of the worst horror movies I've ever had the displeasure of seeing. Awful, awful, awful. Black Christmas 2019, woke garbage. Moving on, Brightburn is interesting because it's like a horror movie where there's a superhero, but instead of the superhero being like a good Superman, he's like a bad Superman. So just imagine if Superman was like a horror villain. So yeah, Brightburn is a good movie. Child's Play remake, I will carry the flame. I know everyone hates it, but guess what? I don't. No one can tell me that Seed of Chucky and Cult of Chucky is better than the Child's Play remake. I will not believe that. Critters Attack. Here's the thing about the Critters movies. I dig the Critters. They're obviously Gremlin ripoffs, but I enjoy them. They're cheesy. They're like these little balls that shoot porcupine spikes at people. They're kind of cute. They can get together and make a big ball. They're funny. But the first two critters especially are good. Everyone hates on the third one, but I like the third one. The fourth one where they go to space isn't good, and this Critters Attacks is not good either. All right, moving on. Crawl. That's a decent little killer crocodile movie. Obviously, it's done by Alexander Aja. He went from doing like super graphic French extremity movies to more graphic but basically Hollywood type movies. Crawl is a decent movie. Obviously, it's not up to High Tension or Piranha 3D standards or Hills Have Eyes remake standards, but it's decent. Doctor Sleep. Here's the thought, Doctor Sleep. I guess I made a mistake, guys. Mike Flanagan has 3 good movies, and Doctor Sleep is one of them. I do not. There's some. It got completely ignored in the theaters, which that wasn't fair. But I actually do enjoy the movie. The novel is garbage, which is it's rare for a Stephen King novel to suck and for the movie it's based on to be good, but that's the case with this. I do like the movie Doctor Sleep. Obviously, it's the sequel to the Shining, and obviously, lately, it's been considered like a unknown gem. Which obviously, if it's considered an unknown gem, that's probably not really an unknown gem because it's not unknown anymore. But anyway, I do like Doctor Sleep, the movie. Don't like the book. Obviously, it's not up to the standards of the original Shining, but you didn't expect it to be. Here's the escape room I was thinking about. The one with the black chick is the main character. It's good. Happy Death Day. The original is interesting. Let's put it that way. It's kind of stupid, but it's a fun little movie. But however, Happy Death Day to You is not good. Basically, because it's just a romance movie with slight slasher elements. But the original is good, and I saw the second one in theaters and was not impressed. Too much romance, but for me, but yeah. Moving on. The Hole in the Ground is a good movie. In the Tall Grass is a good movie. And once again, these are movies I've seen years ago, and I don't remember them very well, but I do remember that I liked them. It Chapter 2. The worst movie I have ever had the displeasure of watching in the theaters. Super long, super boring. It's super woke. adds no offense to gays and whatnot, but there's a lot of gay themes in here that wasn't in the original that didn't need to be put here. Like a character that wasn't gay in the original all of a sudden here, and they obviously just did it to keep up with all the modern woke shit, and that was annoying. There's one good scene where Pennywise gets this little girl from under the bleachers. That's an effective scene. Other than that, it's just a long, boring waste of time. The worst movie I ever saw in the theaters. Honestly, I would have left it about half. It's like freaking 3 hours long. Honestly, I would have left it in the halfway point if I had drove myself there. But I stayed to it to the bitter end, and boy was it bitter. And I know everyone shits on the second part of the original It. I don't care what you say. The second part of the original 1990 it's a million times better than It Chapter 2. And I know it has its problems, but It Chapter 2 is garbage. And I pissed like 7 times in that movie. I always have to piss in the theaters. I guess it's because you drink too much, too much pop. But here's the thing. I didn't miss anything because the movie was trash, so I didn't care that I missed it. So, yeah. The Lighthouse, that's another boring Robert Edgers movie. Little Monsters is a fun zombie movie. It's about these teachers that have to save these kids from zombies. It's a neat movie. I like it. Maw is a good movie. It's funny. It's about this chick that wants to be with the cool kids, but she's a psycho, and it sounds stupid, but it's actually a good movie. Midsummer. It's a not a remake of Wicker Man. It's a ripoff of the Wicker Man, and it's a Ari Aster movie. It's mediocre. It's not a bad movie, but it's also not a good movie. The best parts of it are really, really good, but it's really long, way over long, and it's boring. Obviously, it could have been cut by about at least 45 minutes, and that would have helped it a lot. The Pet Cemetery remake is garbage. They changed the ending. The Gage isn't. It's the girl that gets killed instead of the boy in that one. That's not a good movie. I do not like it. I saw it in the theaters. I hate it when I see crappy movies in the theaters. Feel like you waste your money. And movies are overpriced anyway. The Prodigy was a good movie, if I remember right. Ready or Not was a good movie. Don't remember anything about it, but I remember it was good. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This one is bittersweet to me because I watched it when I lost one of my pet cats on the day that I saw this movie, and I watched it to cheer me up. And it will always have bitter. I will always remember it as the day my Phil died. So, so that I kind of get sad every time I see it. But the movie itself is all right. It's decent enough. The books they're based on, I grew up with those suckers. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Maybe you guys grew up with them. They were kind of like the Goosebumps, but more based on urban folk tales and more graphic, of course. A little too much for kids in some ways. In fact, I'll show you the books real quick, just so you know what I'm talking about. These are what they were. Shit. These were what the movie was based on. I'll show it to you real quick. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. Scary. I can't talk. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I'm trying to say Scary Stories. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm a hillbilly. And Scary Stories. Scary Stories 3. I grew up on them suckers, and I love them. If anyone else does, let me know. But that's what the movies were based on. Alright, back to the closet. Alright, we're just about done, guys. This one's been my longest live stream so far. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Alright, we're just about done. Us is another crappy Jordan Peele movie. I already said I hate Jordan Peele. It's a lot better than Get Out, but it still sucks. And actually, we're done, guys. We are officially done with this 2010's live stream. Next time we'll do the 2020's, and that one probably won't last very long because obviously there's only 5 years. I have seen a lot of movies from this era, though. Alright, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe, unless you're going to unsubscribe, and in that case, don't waste my time. But if you're going to subscribe and stay subscribed, then everybody subscribe, baby. Let's get with it. Like, subscribe, see you later. Next time we'll do the 2020's. I don't know exactly when, it's just when I have time, you know. And thanks for watching, everybody, especially Cardos, who's always one of my favorites. And a new guy, a Cyclone Caper. I haven't heard you for a while, but thanks. You left a lot of comments, too. And everyone else that commented, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and see you later.